Alright everyone, here we are again. New week, new Odyssey. What have we got? Oh, why do I get the feeling this is going to be extreme mode? Ooh, okay. Pleasantly surprised. Love it. Things are getting things are heating up in this one. The balloons are getting into some fiery places, but little do they know these monkeys are packing some raw fire power. Oh my god, it's literally all the fucking annoying hot maps. Oh, this is like the Australian Odyssey. Oh my god, like right now the temperature's feeling like it basically is infernal. Anyway, all of these maps are fine except for this one. Mesa really sucks ass. So as far as I can attempt, I'm going to try and save as many lives as I can for that map in particular, regardless of what the modifiers are. Right. Resort. 1 to 60 reversed. Simple. End of the road. Hard half cash 1 to 55. Simple. Cracked. Hard alternate balloons around 6 to 70. Simple. Mesa hard standard 1 to 65. Relatively fair. Relatively fucking fair. If that had said half cash, this would have been bullshit. But that is fair. 1,400 to start on round 1. That is so unbelievably fair. Thank you very much, Ninja Kiwi. And Infernal Hard Impoppable, 5,000 to start from round 20 to round 80. Okay, yeah, that's doable. That's very doable. Okay, this Odyssey's not as crazy as I thought it might be, but nevertheless, let's see what we got. Ditch all of those. What are our heroes? Ooh. Gwen, Striker Jones, Churchill, or Brickle? Definitely not Brickle. 1,000,000% not Brickle. There is no water on Mesa, and that is more than enough reason to not choose Brickle. Plus, I just don't like Brickle. I am a big fan of Striker Jones, and we do have bomb shooters and mortars, but the mortar is heavily restricted. Oh wait, we get this? That's an insta-pick. Yeah, we'll go Striker. I like Striker Jones. Striker Jones is my guy. Wizards, yes please, for camo detection. We'll grab that. We'll grab a mortar. I don't use them often when I have Striker Jones. Wait, are they doing it again? Oh no, okay. I was gonna say, are they doing it again where I don't actually have any choice in the towers that I pick? I'm forced to pick like 99% of them, and it does seem that way. I've said this in the last Odyssey as well. I really don't like that. I really don't like that as an idea of just like, oh, yeah, here's all the towers you can choose from, but you're gonna be choosing like 7 out of the 8 options we've given you anyway. I don't know. Just doesn't feel right to me. Well, we're only going to like max round 80, right? And I mean, this guy can slaughter literally everything in our path. Obviously not on Mesa, so I kind of think I would like 3 boomerangs. Am I happy with that? Yeah, why not? 2 factories was enough to make me happy. Bloody Mesa. Anyway, let's move on. I have come home from work. I walked. No big deal. And to be honest, I would rant today, but I don't need to. And you know why? Because if I ranted today, it would be the exact same fucking rant that I did last week. To sum it up, for those of you who haven't seen it, I was doing my job, and then someone else came over to help me with my job, but ended up essentially doing it for me. And that's fucking annoying, because that's my job, you know? Anyway, that is literally the TLDR of my rant from last week. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. We're here to do the Odyssey and talk about some random shit that has popped into my head and some other shit that has been happening in my life. So, first things first. I went out to have lunch with my fiance on, when would it be? We don't have monkey knowledge, right? Okay, yeah, good. I don't know when it would be, maybe a couple days ago? 3, 4 days ago, maybe? Anyway, we went out to have lunch. Lovely little Mexican food place. It was amazing and delicious. I loved it. But when we entered and we went to order, we found out that there were 4, not 3, not 2, not 1, but 4 police officers there. Also ordering and getting food. Not there to throw someone down to the ground and cuff them or anything like that. No. They were just there getting food. They were on like a lunch break or something. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. It also raised a very important question for me, because obviously I don't live in America. I'm not constantly surrounded by people that could potentially have guns. But obviously the police in Australia, well, I don't actually know if they're like real, but I assume they would be. Why else would they be carrying them? But I'm assuming the police in Australia have and can use guns, right? That makes sense. They're the law enforcement. They should be able to enforce the law and take down potentially dangerous people from a distance. That makes complete sense to me. I got no problem with that. But what I was thinking was, with 4 police officers in the same room as you, and this was going on inside my head at the time, but if you've got 4 police officers in the same room as you, do you feel safer or less safe? You know? Because obviously, yeah, they're police officers. They enforce the law. Typically means that the people in the same room, or the people that can even see the police officers, or even if they can just see their car outside or something, they're gonna look at that and be like, oh shit, not gonna, no dodgy business happening here. Don't you worry. I will hold off until I am away from the police or whatever, right? So you would assume 4 police officers in a place. This is the safest place I could be, right? But that's the point where I noticed their guns, and I was like, once again, don't live in America, don't know how it feels to have a gun in pretty much everybody's pocket. I thought to myself, but as well as there being 4 police officers in this room, there are 4 guns in this room. Like, insta-kill weapons, essentially, if you aim in the right spot. So I was like, as much as I do feel comforted by the fact that these people are probably heavily trained in the use of those firearms and obviously wouldn't use them, just because someone slightly aggravated them or pissed them off or anything, it did sort of make me feel like, oh, yeah, I guess there's guns in this room right now, isn't there? I don't know, it was an interesting feeling. It was a very interesting feeling. Now, I'm not trying to say that they shouldn't have guns or anything like that. I think it's great and all. Law enforcement, people heavily trained to protect and serve Australian citizens. Yes, of course. If you're trained in the correct way, by all means, a gun is good for a law enforcement officer to have. So I was happy with that, but still, I don't know, it's a weird feeling to like visibly see a gun and be like, oh, that's one of those things that shoots and makes people not live anymore. Like, yeah, I guess technically I see them every day in games, but it's a little different in real life. I don't know. Anyway, that was just a random thought I had. Admittedly, seeing 4 police officers will make you think at least a little bit about something. Even if it is, oh wow, this place must be really good. But yeah, and then we were put into a bit of an awkward situation because we heard the order get called out. And so we went out and grabbed it. Well, I didn't grab it, but my fiance grabbed our food. And then we both went down, sat at the table, took the food out, and we were just like, that's weird. This doesn't look like our food. Interesting. And so we put it all back in, took it back up to the counter, and was like, oh yeah, we think we grabbed the wrong food or whatever it is. And so we heard the number again, and we were just like, ah yeah, that wasn't our food. It was the police officer's meal. And so I apologized to them. I was just like, oh, terribly sorry. We didn't touch any of the food itself. You know, we just checked it, realized it was wrong, put it back. You're all good. And they were really chill about it, and they were just like, yeah, all the time. Happens all the time, sort of thing. Yeah, fair enough. Which was great. Anyway, we got our food, we had a delicious meal, and that was pretty much the end of that. But it does lead me on to my next topic. I don't know how well you can hear this. I don't know what that specifically might sound like to you guys, but that is a USB attached to a keyring, which also has a name tag attached to it. There is nothing written in or on the name tag whatsoever, and I don't know what is on the USB. Now, that same day that we went out to eat, I found this USB. Just sort of lying around on a chair. And I thought to myself, ooh, juicy gossip. I wonder what could be on this that someone's carelessly left behind. And so I grabbed it to see if there was any sort of names on it or anything. Because if it had a name or an address or a phone number or anything, obviously I'd instantly return it. I don't care that much about a juicy gossip. I'm really not interested, to be honest. Doesn't intrigue me in the slightest. I just thought it would be funny to think it at the time. But obviously it has no details on it. And so I still have it with me, which is interesting. And I was my next move was to plug it into a computer, check some of the files, maybe I could find a name or an address or anything, and potentially get it back to this person, looking them up on social media or something. However, this was like a couple days ago now. When I thought about doing it, my mind instantly goes to like the worst possible outcome ever. I don't know if you guys do this, maybe it's the pessimist in me. Like, don't get me wrong, 9 times out of 10, I am an optimist. Like, grade A, always try and look at the silver lining sort of guy. I really do try and make light out of as many situations as possible. Not if it's like a situation that isn't meant to be made fun of or anything like that, but I try and lighten the mood where possible and where appropriate, right? But there is an odd occasion, and it does depend on the situation and the scenario at hand, but for some reason, when I was like literally millimeters away from putting this USB into my computer, my mind was just like, what if it's a virus? What if it blows up your computer? What if it steals all of your information, then it blows up your computer, and it's a virus? And so my mind went there, and I was like, okay, admittedly, yeah, pretty sus, found a random USB, had a name tag, no name on it, no phone number in it or anything like that. It is pretty sus. But if you were to leave a virus-ridden USB just out in the public, this is half cash, isn't it? Yeah. Out in the public, for anybody to just grab and ruin their day, it seems a little strange, don't you think? It seems a little impractical to an extent. Surely, if you were creating a vicious and potentially life-threatening, or just, well, not life-threatening, but if you were trying to steal information or delete information and ruin it, surely you would have a target, right? For what purpose would you spend money on either creating a virus or even just on buying the USB itself, only to ruin a random person's laptop or computer or whatever, right? Unless, of course, you then blackmail them. But then how would you know that they were your target, sort of thing? I don't know. Either way, what I'm getting at is I don't really think it's a virus or anything bad, but that did kind of lead me on a thought process, and I was like, okay, I'll hold on to it. I won't look at it, and I'll just think on it. And so that's what I've done so far. But that thought process didn't come until a little bit later. The thing that actually stopped me from looking at this USB and the contents of it was because I Googled it. Because when in doubt, fucking Google it, mate. It's insanely helpful. So yes, when I was in doubt about whether it was a good idea to look at it or not, and look at the contents, I Googled it, and guess what happened? Literally every single result on the first page of Google was like, yeah, nah, don't do it. It was just flat out like, nah, shit idea, don't do it. It was great. It really was great. It's always good to get a bit of a second opinion or a reality check every now and then, because sometimes you do dumb shit and you don't realize it. So yeah, I have not looked on the USB, I've not potentially ruined my computer, I have also not potentially incriminated myself with a bunch of illegal shit that might be on that USB, because it has not touched any piece of my hardware at all. So that begs the question, if you do find a USB without a name, or an address, or a phone number, or anything related to who the owner might be, what do you do? Now, Google, alongside the fact of saying, don't fucking put it into your computer, didn't really give an answer that I was satisfied by. The answer for if you found a USB was simply give it to the appropriate authorities, or you know, a lost and found sort of thing, depending on where you are, what you're dealing with, what situation, you know, like if you're in a school, give it to your IT teacher or whatever. But that still annoys me. That still annoys me. Because eventually, someone will have to plug that into a computer to find out what's on it, if they want to return it to the proper owner, right? Eventually, someone has to plug that in and find out what's on it. Now, don't get me wrong, I can understand if you give it to, let's say, an IT specialist or a ICT person, just anybody that knows a great deal about computers. I can understand why you would give it to them, because perhaps they have a more secure way to look at what is on the device without infecting their computer if it is a virus, or you know, with giving proper authoritarian. That's a weird word. I shouldn't have used that one. Essentially, having a bunch of fail-safes in play, just in case it's something dodgy, right? And so I can understand that part. But for the most part, like, someone's gonna have to look on it. Someone's gotta plug it into a computer at some point in time and see what's on it. It's like a Schrodinger's cat kind of thing. Eventually, you gotta fucking look in the box to figure out what the answer is. It would be pretty damn hilarious though if, like, after all this thought process and all the time I've spent thinking on it, and all the different ideas and opinions and crazy, wacky notions that have gone on inside my head, it just turns out like it was just some guy's pictures of his dog. And that's it. Like I couldn't even identify the guy from it. It's just his dog. It's just pictures of his dog or something. That'd be funny. Oh shit, do we have Moab damage? Not really. Not really at all. That's unfortunate. I guess this is half cash. I should have expected a little something there. Can we keep you frozen on that little Bernie section for a little bit? See, that's good, but it's not great. Can we stun you again? We can stun maybe these guys. Nope. Okay, what if we stun you a little earlier? I think that might be beneficial. Because then we could potentially get a second stun out of it. Alright, let's try it. Do we have any other upgrades we can get either? No, not yet. So let's stun you now. Won't stun him on the wall of fire, because we want him to live slightly longer so that we can stun them again, potentially. Ooh, didn't happen. Intriguing. Even earlier? Just when Boomer and Striker are hitting it, maybe? Don't let the wizard get included in the fun. And boom. Okay, but honestly that time it felt like literally nothing was achieved from the stun. We'll see, we'll see. It's still not enough. Okay, we might have to sell some things, and selling in half cash is a pain in the ass. What do we want? I'm trying to do the math in my head. It's not adding up. That would make it add up, but that is an expensive way to do it. Slightly cheaper. Alright, fuck it. Dragon's Breath. And then we will slowly get you back up to speed, my boat friend. Can we handle this? Oh, fuck yes! Jeez, Dragon's Breath, I didn't know you were that cooked. Well played, well played. Alright, well, that should pretty much get us through this. And then we will be A-O good. A-O good. Oh, I almost forgot to mention. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, actually. So it's approaching Christmas. Obviously, I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm doing a little Christmas giveaway thing. I might throw the link to that video at the end of this video if you're interested. Essentially, it's just for like a Steam gift card, so feel free. You've got a shot if you sign up for it. There is literally no personal details you need to give. The only thing is Steam name and friendship code and a Discord in case something goes wrong and I need to contact you about it. But yeah, other than that, don't need an email, don't need real name, don't need phone number, nothing like that. None of that personal stuff. But yeah, if you're interested, that is available for anybody that watches. It's essentially just me trying to give back and thank you guys for all the support you've given me over the years, which I really appreciate. But that wasn't actually what I was going to be talking about. So it's approaching Christmas, and I've got this habit. I've got this habit of trying to correctly guess what Christmas presents are. Not just mine, but, you know, other family members as well. And I do a fairly decent job of it, surprisingly. Like, based on shape, based on size, based on feel. Sometimes if it's my presents, I don't do it if it's other people's presents. But, based on how it feels when you shake it a little. I don't do it with other people's because there could be fragile stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, mine could be fragile stuff as well, but I don't care if my fragile stuff gets broken. But, and here's the funny part, my mum's kind of getting annoyed at the fact that I do it, because I do guess quite a lot of them correctly, and she just doesn't want to admit it. Because I've done it for a few years now. But the other night, she basically told me to start helping her put some presents under the Christmas tree. She is an early bird and she fucking loves Christmas. And, you know, all power to her. I am fully supportive of her loving Christmas and going overboard with it. But, wow, I didn't realize we'd actually just finished. Essentially, I was told to place the presents under the tree. I accidentally dropped one that belonged to me, and when I picked it up and put it back under the tree, I knew exactly what it fucking was. It's more Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I am so excited for that shit. Anyway, I'm gonna have to let my mum know and drop that bombshell on her that I already know what one of my presents is. Anyway, that has been Things Are Heating Up on this one. In this one. Part 1. Part 2, as usual, will be coming out tomorrow. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everyone. Have a great rest of your week.